Niners cruise, and we've got some starts and sits for you right now on Fantasy Football Today in 5. What's up, everybody? I'm filling in for Chris Towers. I'm Adam Azer, and Jamie Eisenberg's filling in for Adam Azer. Welcome to the show, Jamie Eisenberg. How we doing?
You sent me a text 10 minutes ago. Do you want to jump on
Yeah,
FFT and 5 with me? Sure. Why
yeah.
not?
So I was going to do this show myself. I was prepared for that, so I have a whole thing. So I'm going to just pull up this tweet and tell me if you agree or disagree with all of my fantasy takes from this 30-12 win for the 49ers. Brock Purdy. I can't read it. It's too small for me here, but I'm going to go to Twitter. Brock Purdy is who he is. Good backup fantasy quarterback, can help you in a pinch. This was his second best regular season game ever from a fantasy standpoint, 24.4 points, but still I would say good backup fantasy quarterback. You agree?
I definitely agree. Yes.
Not quite a top 12 guy rest of season or anything.
No, I mean we said it going into the game that you're basically getting 20 to 22 points when he's doing what he does, and he got you a little bit more today.
Christian McCaffrey, amazing. We agree there. Deebo Samuel must start. We agree there. I'm saying, I assume we agree there. George Kittle, sell high, benefited from Ayuk's absence.
Yeah, I'm waiting to do a hit for CBS Sports HQ, and they asked me my winners and losers from the game, and George Kittle is the biggest winner because he did take advantage of Brandon Ayuk being out, and so yes, sell high.
And they took advantage of the Giants, too. They really have a bad secondary.
Right, but does he do this if Ayuk is there? Probably not.
Not to this degree. I think he still would have had a good game, but Daniel Jones, matchup dependent.
Yep.
Yeah. You can't start him against the 49ers and the Cowboys. Next week, Seahawks might be a little bit better. Giants running backs and wide receivers other than Barkley. Nope.
Agreed. Although I want to, if I have a deep enough bench, I would not mind stashing Wandale or Hyatt because I think as the season goes on, they will start to be more involved.
And then this is the one that's going to be the most controversial. I said Darren Waller, buy low. People are really angry with Darren Waller, but I think it's the matchups. It's the 49ers and the Cowboys completely killing the Giants offense and up front destroying them. How can you be successful there? It won't be like that every week. So I say buy low, and I would say I would rather have him than George Kittle. Do you agree with that?
I do. I mean, he had some, bad drops tonight, so that was a little frustrating to watch. But you could see that Daniel Jones is looking for him. And as you alluded to, again, we'll see what happens as the season goes on with some of these younger receivers. But right now, there's just not anybody aside from Paris Campbell catching the ball and falling down that, is doing anything in this offense. So I think Darren Waller will get much better. I like how you left all your notifications up to make it look like you got a lot of attention.
I don't know how to turn those off. I'm sorry.
But you click on them and then they disappear.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Okay, so I was going to do 3 players I like and 3 players I don't like, but I'm such an optimist that I'm going with 4 players I like and 2 players I don't like for fantasy week 3. Okay, here we go. Tell me if you agree with these likes. I like Jordan Addison. He's a big play guy. We've seen that, and the Chargers are getting killed on the deep ball this year. I like Addison.
Love Addison. Yep. I think we'll see hopefully some more involvement. He's been saved by the touchdowns the last 2 games, but this is the highest point total of the week, and you should be getting a lot of production from the main guys, and I think he's one of the main guys.
I like Amari Cooper this week. I know you agree with that. 4 wide receivers of 80 or more yards against the Titans already. I don't see why Cooper can't do that.
I am doing my DFS lineups for tomorrow for the story that I write for Sportsline, and those are 2 guys that are in both my lineups.
And he's getting a ton of targets when he's been on the field. I like Josh Kelly. I'm going to stick with that Chargers-Vikings game. He's still running all the routes, basically. He's not getting any targets, but it wouldn't surprise me if he had 2, 3, maybe 4 catches. I like him enough.
So last week I did this. We're going to do it every week. My favorite DFS play. And I like to check the PFF projected ownership for roster percentage, whatever you want to call it, for the weekend. They just give an idea. He has 0% rostership right now. Now, that will obviously change if Austin Eckler is ruled out. Yeah. But I think just looking at it, that there's such a big opportunity here whenever you get a player like this who disappointed the previous week. And if his role, can't see it really changing because I don't think it was his fault taking on the Titans, he's got a golden opportunity. So, he's somebody that's ranked low or, in 20 to 24 for me right now in that range. I keep moving him up daily, and so he might be like in top 15 if Eckler's ruled out.
I don't know if I like him that much, but I like him. Michael,
bad week for running backs, man.
It's true. Yeah. I like Michael Pittman. I think he's going to be a total target hog against a depleted secondary. He's off to a good start. I think Michael Pittman's more or less a must start for me.
So a couple things. You got to check it out. The offensive line for the Colts is really banged up right now, as you've alluded to throughout the week with Quentin Nelson and Ryan Kelly. You also got to check out the weather. Projected bad weather there in Baltimore. So I'd be a little bit nervous if both those things are not in his favor for an indoor player going into that environment with that pass rush on Gardner Minshew. So in a perfect situation, I think Pittman would be okay. But I still think we're going to get a lot of 6 for 50, 7 for 45, not 47 for 65, so 12, 13 PPR points. It's not going to crush you, but I don't think there's a high ceiling. I don't think there's going to be a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah, the weather is definitely something to keep in mind. And then the two players I'm avoiding, Brian Robinson against Buffalo. I think the score might take him out of the game plan. And Jerome Ford against Tennessee. How often are we going to make the mistake against Tennessee? I don't really want to do it this week. Brian Robinson, Jerome Ford.
Yeah, I would lean a little bit more toward Ford than I would Robinson, but I see your point on both. It's one of those situations where it just depends on what you have. I hate when we get in these situations of go spend all your fab on this player. Oh yeah, and don't start him. Like it's just it sucks. It's not like a Kyron Williams or a Puka Nakua who, we were kind of saying the same thing last week, and they deliver. I don't think Jerome Ford is going to deliver, without a touchdown. And you brought this up. What he did in the Cincinnati game and what he did without the 69-yard run. But there's still that in his bag that he can maybe get to that level, with a broken play. But it's such a tough matchup. It's not just the first 2 weeks. And I know they've kind of gotten a little bit lucky with facing Jamal Williams and facing Josh Kelly. So they've been backup to backup to backup now in terms of the Titans' opponents. But I hope that the Cleveland offensive line comes through and they have a little bit of opportunity here to be successful.
All right. Thank you very much for hopping on, Jamie Eisenberg. Thanks, everybody, for watching and listening. Filling in for Chris Towers, I'm Adam Azer. This is Fantasy Football Today in 5.